Hi everyone, Catherine here from Ink Fingered Cat. I am back with a scrapping video. I've not done a scrapping video for ages. I was tidying up the craft room and I found a pouch that got loads of scraps in it left over from other scrapping projects, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use those. So I had a little hunt through the photographs in the last delivery that I had. Found this one that I'd done as sort of like 4 photos in one of hubby and the teenager, the 19-year-old, not for much longer teenager, playing mini golf, crazy golf, when we went to Paynton in Devon in July. I thought, perfect, I love all the colours. They sort of worked with the very colourful papers I've got in this bag of scraps. Now, the bag of scraps has come from all sorts of stuff. It's come from page kits. It's come from bits and pieces of projects that I've done. Like, all those squares are from the centre of a die cut for a film strip. That's what those squares are. I've kept them, and I thought, right, well, here we go. I'm going to use some of them. And so I'm just sort of basically creating a cluster behind the photo with some of the larger panels. I'm pulling out some phrases that I think will work from the word type papers that I think will work with this particular layout. I don't end up putting them where I'm currently putting them. That's just me trying to keep them to one side. And I'm just going to go through the whole pile of scraps, and you'll see there's quite a lot here, so there's going to be a good few pages that I'm going to make from this. Not today though. In about 2 minutes time an alarm will go off and it will remind me I need to go and pick my husband up. So yeah, I'll have to pause at that point that the alarm goes off and come back to you. But yeah, I've just basically created a cluster from all those bits and pieces, and I'm just trying to use them up really. And I think the greens and the yellows and the sort of blues and greys just work with the photograph that I've got. And then there's a little pop of orange because my husband's got a bit of orange on his t-shirt, so why not? So I've basically adhered my cluster as I've gone along there. As I was picking it up, I was then adhering it. And now I'm just going to do a little bit of stenciling and a bit of inking in the background, just to... The cardstock that I've used is actually a very light grey, sort of like a very, very pale grey. And I thought it worked because it was a very cloudy day. It was actually quite rainy. I think it had stopped raining. It didn't rain whilst we were actually playing the mini golf, but it had been raining quite a lot that day. And I thought that the grey kind of worked with the sky, and I thought, why not? I also just wanted to use that new stencil. So it was a stencil I bought from Hey Little Magpie at the last crop back in July. We're now in August. So yeah, I bought did I buy it before or after the holiday? I did actually buy it after the holiday. But yeah, I just thought I wanted to use the stencil, and I thought the lines in it kind of worked as being generic. Here comes the alarm. Okay, alarm switched off. Now I've got enough time to finish this voiceover before I set off. So I decided to just ruffle up. I should have ruffled up all the pieces of paper, but I just did it with these squares for some reason. I might go in and just do a little bit of, see if I can distress anything else. I probably can't because it's all glued down quite well now. But yeah, I did ruffle up the edges of those squares. I think it just helps to disguise if I don't get them quite straight. I am using the lines on the stenciling, which again, if my stenciling wasn't quite straight, but that's what I'm using to kind of line things up. And this is where I'm just adjusting things a little bit because I wasn't quite happy with how they were before I go in with my ATG, which is incredibly sticky. So once things are down with that ATG, they are not coming up again. So yeah, and then I just start sticking things down. It came together really quickly because I just wanted to just use the scraps. I do go in, this is the bit where I faff around for a bit longer because I'm now cutting off more word strips. I do go and have a little delve into my embellishment box, not long after this part of the video, to go and find my title. And I also find, in addition to my title, which I get from, it's a Bramble Fox Club kit, pretty sure, and it's one of those acrylic type things. Oh, apologies, I've not done that yet. But yeah, I'll get a title from that, and I also get some seagulls, because even though there's no seagulls on the picture, there was a lot of seagulls around painting, and I thought it was relevant. So the other thing that I did was I added in some sequins, because there was a sequin mix from a Hey Little Magpie embellishment kit that was also for some reason mixed in with these papers. It doesn't need to be there, but that's what was there. So I added some sequins that are all greens and yellows, including some like little smiley face daisies, and I thought they were quite cute, and it worked with the theme of being quite funky and a bit different. So this is me just going through all of those acrylic pieces that I've got from various different places over the years. And I go for this one that says Together Time, and there's my two little seagulls. And they're just going to finish it off, really. So I'm going to adhere it. I use glossy accents. I don't know what the best glue is for these acrylic pieces. So if someone can let me know, that'd be really helpful. Pop it in the comments below. I use glossy accents, but you have to be really sparing, otherwise it'll seep underneath. And then obviously it's glossy, and you don't really want it to be like that. So I'd love to know a better thing for adhering the acrylic pieces. So the final steps is just to add in a little bit of journaling, that even though it had been rainy and grey, doesn't stop us from playing crazy golf. There are no pictures of me playing the crazy golf because I took all the pictures. I think there are some selfies that I took with some of the pirates that were around the course, so they'll probably appear on a scrapbook page at some point. So here's some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed that. It's been a while since I've done a scrapping video, so I hope you enjoyed that. It's definitely made a break to do this from doing Christmas in July, which I have done a lot of, and also the magazine kit that I pulled out to play with earlier today and have already filmed a video. So please do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to see future videos. Until next time, bye.